For a second successive night in Egypt, thousands of protesters have defied a government curfew. The state of emergency has been imposed in Port Said, Suez and Ismailia. The chief of Egypt's army has warned that failure to stop 6 days of unrest could cause the state to collapse.
Egypt's top military official warns that the country is on the brink of collapse following days of deadly anti-government protests.
The security services are old foes of the now ruling Muslim Brotherhood, says analyst Tawfiq Aklimondos.
The police officers are kept in a trap. They hate the regime and they hate the young revolutionaries. Now the task is much more riskier. The young demonstrators are stronger, are more willing to start fights.
Defense Minister Abdel Fattah al-Sisi warned Tuesday that if unrest continues and the government and opposition remain at loggerheads, the Egyptian state is in danger of collapse.
I served in North Korea.
Former Army General Sameh Saif says the military is deeply concerned Egypt's revolution, which began relatively peacefully, could take a perilous turn.
The danger of going to civil war is there. And I think when he mentioned that, he doesn't want to say that to really fear the people. But what he did is he was just warning the people that we might go to that direction.
In which case the army may feel compelled to return to the streets, as it did, to much applause 2 years ago, to fill the vacuum left by the crumbling regime of Hosni Mubarak. If Egypt's messy downward spiral continues, recent history could repeat itself.
That didn't stop mourners in Port Said from chanting for the president to step down during a funeral procession for 2 protesters killed on Monday. The city is one of 3 near the Suez Canal under a 30-day state of emergency and nighttime curfew ordered by the president.
I don't like him, President Morsi. From the first day, I didn't want him to win. I wish he'd leave. He's got no dignity. For the sake of the martyrs, he has to leave.
The latest violence flared after 21 local football fans were sentenced to death for their roles in deadly riots during a match a year ago. Protesters say the convicted have been made into scapegoats and that security officials should also share the blame.
In response to the growing unrest on the streets of Egypt, President Mohamed Morsi has cut short a diplomatic trip to Europe. The streets of Ismailia, Port Said and Suez are thronged with protesters after dark, this despite a state of emergency being declared and a curfew imposed. More than 50 people are known to have been killed. Morsi still plans to visit Germany on Wednesday, but the 2-day stay has been cut to just a few hours. A subsequent visit to France has been cancelled entirely.